Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Kakadash. I want to say Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'akadam, to all you brethren out there and a few sisters out there. Shalom to your elect, Shalom to the bishops, Shalom to the apostles, your brother Elder Ayathan back at you with another video. So this is a new format. You know, I got this camera that I've had for a while now, and Spirit just said use it, you know. So there's a new format. You brothers, let me know if you're digging it or not. If not, you know, just let me know it's whack. You know, F your couch. You know, just tell me it's whack, and then I'll leave it at that. You know, but you know, I watch certain podcasts and things, and a lot of them they do the podcast with their face, and it kind of makes you feel more connected to the speaker. You know, plus you can see their eyes. You know, so I'm gonna try this out. You know, I'm gonna try this out, see if I like it. I got music playing in the background. You know, I like some jazz or whatever. That's just my thing. So you brothers and you sisters out there, just if you're not feeling it, let me know. I'll switch up whatever I got to switch up because it's all about edifying at the end of the day, right? It's all about edification. So by the way, I might do this when I do my streams, you know, because I take certain herbs. So I'm sipping on some tea right now, some green tea and chamomile tea, you know, because it just helps you sleep better, calm you down at the end of the night. And I got some sage in here, and I also have ashwagandha. So these have a lot of benefits, but I'm taking these for brain health and for memory, for cognitive functions. So in case you didn't know, now you know that sage is excellent for that, you know, and so is ashwagandha. So if you know anybody that's suffering from any brain issues, dementia, memory loss, just lost cognitive functions, or they have scatterbrain or attention deficit disorder, anything like that, that's all caused by the stuff, by the things in our diet, you know, and because they put hormone disruptors and brain disruptors in our diet, you know, a lot of heavy metals in the things we drink, especially in the stuff we drink. And in the bottled water has thousands of particles of plastic in there that you don't see. So basically our body is like a landfill. You know, there's certain parts of the ocean that's you can't even see the water, just collected with garbage and plastic bottles and recyclables where they dump everything. And that's literally what they're turning our bodies into. You know, so anyway, taking ashwagandha and sage, and I bought these powders in bulk, and I got a capsule maker, so it's a lot cheaper if you buy a bulk powder and then you make your own capsules. So that's what I did. So I'm gonna take those now, and I'm gonna say this, man, it never fails. Never fails. I haven't gotten a call all day. You know, nobody likes me, so I got no calls all day. But now that I'm starting the show, let me just put this. Now that I'm doing this show, I bet you I'm gonna get Satan is gonna call or interrupt or something. So let me just put this on low. Matter of fact, I'm turning this off so I can ignore it. Put it over here, and yeah, so slacking, man. Let me tell you this. Okay. So today's lesson is I just want to dive a little bit into 2 Peter 3 and 10. This scripture has been coming out a lot lately. Different brothers, apostles. Matter of fact, Apostle Hart did a video the other day. The J was burning up in a Tesla, and he mentioned this scripture. It might have been the day after he mentioned the scripture, but the point is this scripture has been coming out a lot lately. And the past couple of days, I'm pondering on the scripture, and I've been looking into the words. Now, when you look into the words of the scripture, there's no getting around that it's talking about nuclear heat, nuclear destruction. So let's read it. 2 Peter 3 and 10. And I'm just going straight to the point. It says 2 Peter 3 and 10. This is a King James version. For the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So we bring this out all the time, but I'm going to break it down. It says the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. So the day of the Lord is going to come unexpectedly to the 2/3 and to the rest of the world out here, because they have no idea what's going on. They don't know the signs that the Lord is coming. Matter of fact, they think the Most High, Yahweh, he is all good, but in other words, they don't know him. They don't know his judgments. They don't know Yahweh Shai's judgments. So they don't even recognize that the wars that's going on right now, the wars, the pestilences, the food shortages, the pending famines and stock market crash, downfall of the economy, loss of jobs. They don't attribute that to the Most High's judgments. They don't know the Most High. So when Yahweh Shai comes with the angels, he's going to come to them as a thief in the night. And remember, what did the scripture say in Job? It says, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. So Yahweh Shai is going to hit them and hit the world when they think everything is all good. So it says the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. Now the heavens is talking about the atmosphere, right? But it's twofold. Symbolically, is really talking about the rulerships of this world, because the scriptures tell you that when Yahweh Shai comes, he's going to put many crowns on his head. In other words, he's going to put down all other forces on the earth. This is what the Battle of Armageddon is all about. Armageddon, Yahweh Shaphat, the Fertile Crescent, where Yahweh Shai is going to appear and destroy the armies. That's written about in the book of 2nd Ezra, which I'm not going to go there. You brothers all know the account. And for any new brothers out there, you can read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, all the way up to like the 16th, and you'll get the whole picture. But Yahweh Shai is going to put down all the dominions. So that's how the heavens is going to pass away. But the instrument he's going to use to do that is a nuclear destruction. And that's what this verse is going into, because it says shall pass away with a great noise. When the bombs hit, the missiles hit, they produce a great noise. So much that it's going to be at such a level, the decibel and the volume is going to be at such a level that people's ears are going to blow out. That's what happens when bombs explode. When you watch the movies and you hear a bomb explode, and then they show you like from a first person perspective, you always hear the person's their hearing goes deaf, or they hear like a ringtone. Well, that's because your hearing goes when the bombs hit, and then if the intensity is strong enough, your eardrums will blow out. So that's the great noise. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Now, people like to rely on science, which the word science just means knowledge. But they like to rely on Esau science. They like to prove the Bible with science. Well, really, you should be proving science with the Bible. So anything that Esau says in his scientific studies, the way he breaks down anything scientifically, you got to verify it through the scriptures. So when you read these, you got to go into the science of the scripture. That's why you got to look up the words. So let's look up these words. Now, one thing I did is I looked at some images, because look, Esau knows his future, man. He knows the future of America is nuclear destruction. Okay, Esau's done a diligent search. Esau knows who the prophets are. Esau recognizes the prophets, and the Most High talks to the witches, because one perfect example, if they had the CERN instrument where they try to astral project into different portals, and they effed around one day, and the spirit world opened up and basically told them that their days are numbered, basically. Just like what was told to Nebuchadnezzar in the Babylon, the handwriting on the wall. So Esau knows his time is coming. Why do you think he got space stations and bomb shelters and underground cities? He knows what's up. All right. So anyway, so if we go to images, Second Peter 3:10, and this just proves that Esau, he knows what's up. If you go to images, look at all the images for Second Peter 3:10. Fire. Let me just go back. Is images of fire. 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 Look at this. Fire. What does this look like? This looks like a nuclear destruction. Look at this. So they know. Esau knows. Right? And this is right here. They got the world on the fire. And then right here it says Jesus will come again. So they know Yahushua is coming back with that violence. Right? Yahushua is coming back with smoke. Literally. Or like Esau likes to say, literally coming with smoke. For smoke. So from here, let's go to the Blue Letter Bible. And I'm going to try to make this lesson quick because I think this has a timer. I'm using StreamYard. And I'm damn near out of space. So hold up. Let's see how to do this. Blue Letter Bible. Then I'm going to see. Best way to find that script. All right, so we're going to do this. And I'm using Microsoft Edge. They got a new layout. I fucking hate. I hate this browser, but I had to use it for this lesson. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, etymology online. Give me 1 second. I got to check something over here. Damn. All right, etymology online. Everything's taking a long ass time, probably because I'm streaming. Do I need this? Yeah. So it says, I don't know if y'all can read that. 3 and 10. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So let's look up the word noise. Let's look it up here. Let's see what they got for heavens. Okay, so heavens, yeah, like I said, that's the atmosphere. Okay, but it's also the rulership. Esau's heaven and the other nations as well were ruling. Okay, so Lord come as a thief in the night in which the heavens shall pass away. What does it say for pass away? Let's see. To go pass by. An act continuing for a time, to pass away, to perish. Whew. To be led by, to be carried past, be averted. Come near, come forward, arrive. Ooh. That reminds me of 2nd Ezra. It says Esau's the end of this world. It says the heavens shall pass away, shall perish. Right? So that proves that fold. You remember I said there's 2 folds about the dominions being passed away, this kingdom, because the atmosphere and the earth is not going anywhere. It's not going to perish. The scriptures say that the earth abideth forever. We know the atmosphere is not going anywhere. But the heavens, in other words, the rulerships, Teotwaki, the end of the world as we know it. In other words, this power structure as we know it is going to pass away. How is it going to pass away? It says with a great noise. So let's see what it says for noise. Great noise. With a loud noise. With a crash. With a great noise. Okay, so like I said earlier, it's that big bang when they hit. Okay, and it says, and the elements, right? Because the scriptures say the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Let me go back. The elements. Where's King James? Verse 10. Slacker. Let me go to Bible Gateway because that's my go-to. Let's just go to the scripture. Okay, verse 10. So where are we? With a great noise, and we're hearing the elements, right? Shall melt. So let's look that up. The elements shall melt. Slacker. Still getting used to this layout. Nope, that's not it. It's not what I want. Is this it? No, Slacker. Give me a moment, brothers. Where am I at? I don't know. I lost it. Three and 10. Okay. Shall melt. Okay, so let's look up the word elements. The elements. Any first thing from which the others belong to, some series or composite. The elements from which all things have come, the material causes of the universe. So what it's talking about, like down here of D, we'll see applies as well to heavenly bodies, right? Because in them the elements of man, life, and destiny were supposed to reside. So what they're referring to here, heavenly bodies, is the sun and the moon. But the sun and the moon are not going to be destroyed or affected by the missiles, because you have the inner layer and the outer layer of the atmosphere. So the outer layer where the stars reside, right? Because the sun and the moon, those are stars, is protected. Okay, so the missiles are not going to reach out there. The intent of the missiles, just like it says in 2 Peter's, is to cleanse this current kingdom. The way the Lord did it the first time was with water, with the flood. This time he's going to do it with fire, with which they're both purifying agents. But with fire can break things down. Fire can break things down to its basic form, right? It could take something that's solid and turn it into ash, just like a microwave does, or just like a nuclear missile can. That's the strength of fire. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find a scripture. I don't remember how it goes. Something I passed by. I'm not sure if I can find it. It's vaguely in my head. It might be this one, the flame. Let me see, is there a scripture for that? Isaiah 5:24, let's see what that says. Therefore, as a fire devoureth the stubble, and the flame consumeth the chaff, so their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of the Lord and despised the word of the Holy One. Right? So that's ultimately what's going to happen to America. But the point I wanted to bring out is the force, the power of fire. That fire devours. You know, you could drown in the water, but when you drown in fire, you actually get devoured. It says the fire devoured the stubble, and the flame consumeth the chaff. All right. So that's a good one. I don't think that's the one I was thinking of. It was right here about Isaiah 29:6. If you visit of the Lord, then it says the flame of devouring fire. All right, so let's go back. How do I get rid of that? Okay, so what I want to do now is let's go to the etymology. Can I get rid of this? No. So we're looking up melt. No, elements. We're looking up elements. Let's go to the etymology. Let's look up elements. Okay, element, noun. It says earth. Let me blow this up so you can see it. Hold on, let me take a sip. Okay. So it says element. Earth, air, fire, or water, one of the four things regarded by the ancients as a constituents of all things. It's from the Latin elementum, rudiment. First, matter in its most basic form. All right. So when you get into the science of, in relation to the nuclear fire, nuclear missiles, it's called a nuclear missile for a reason, because this is what happens. Something happens. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have it up here, right here. Something happens called nuclear fission. Okay, all elements are made out of what? They're made out of molecules and atoms, electrons. We learned all this in school, right? We had something called a periodic table of elements. Well, the scriptures say that elements shall melt with fervent heat. That means a periodic table of elements are the elements that make up all life and everything we see around us, like water, H2O, 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. So the scriptures say that elements, we just read in the etymology, elements mean the basis of all things. The basis of all things, of all elements, are the molecules, hydrogen, oxygen, for example. I forgot the other ones. All right. So with the nuclear technology, what happens? You are splitting the nucleus. The nucleus is a rudiment, as we read in the etymology, the rudiment or the basic principle of everything on the earth, which is the molecule. The nucleus is the middle or the center of a molecule. Once you split the nucleus, that thing is done, is gone. So the nuclear missile, it works by something called nuclear fission. And when you split the atom, it creates great energy, a great force. And what they like to use is like to use atoms from uranium, because that's such a powerful force. So that is technology pursuant to Isaiah 54. Behold, I have created a smith, that bloweth the coal in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. So this is talking about the back in the day they call them blacksmiths, right? And I did another video where I explained that the scriptures tell you that the Most High raises one kingdom up and sets up another. When you read Daniel's 4, it says that the Most High set up the bases of men. So the Most High gives kingdoms. He decides who wins and who loses wars. So throughout history, when you follow history, going from the Babylonians, the Medo-Persian, the Greeks, the Roman Empire, America, the victor or the kingdom that won those battles were the ones that had superior weapons. So for each kingdom, the Most High would give their blacksmith, or nowadays they call them scientists, he would bless them with some type of knowledge to give them a superior weaponry so they can take down the other kingdom and be victorious. Okay? So the Most High, when you read about this in the book of Revelations, that all the nations basically bowed to America when they saw him drop fire from heaven. I'm not going to go to the scripture because I'm trying to keep this at a certain time frame. But once the Most High gave them this knowledge to make this instrument, which we know is talking about the nuclear destruction, because it says, I have created the waster to destroy, right? Now, we can also dive into the word instrument. If you go to Psalms, just to prove the point, 7, I believe it is. I think it's verse 13. Psalm 7 and 13. And this is just how you put everything together. He also, verse 11, the Most High judges the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. That means sharpen the sword. And the sword it's talking about is a nuclear destruction. Isaiah 34 and 7, right? Sword shall be bathed from heaven and fall upon the people of my wrath. Idumea. So the sword is talking about the nuclear destruction. Missiles. The Most High doesn't have a little sword that's going to come down from heaven. It's talking about nuclear missiles. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He has bent his bow and made it ready. So why do you think the other nations are getting geared up right now? And they're basically bragging about their nuclear arsenal. They're standing up to America because now they have the same technology. Okay? Because the Most High had intended for Babylon to be destroyed. So verse 13, it says, he, talking about the Most High, hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. The word instrument, we just read that in Isaiah 54. All right. So the Most High gave the scientists the technology to make this instrument of death. What is this instrument of death? Right here. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. So the instruments of death are the arrows, and it's not talking about a bow and arrow, it's talking about a nuclear missile. And you can read about, you can go further in the Apocrypha. It says that the arrow should be shot from one end of the earth to the other. It's not talking about a regular arrow. All right. So let's go back to, we don't have to go to elements again. All right. Because we're just putting everything together. So the elements is going into the base of all life, which is the molecules, the elements. All right. So hold on. Okay. So it says the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Now let's look up the word fervent. Look how much meat you get out of this just by looking up the words. Fervent heat. Okay. So the word fervent, to burn up, to set fire to suffer with feverish burning. What is that talking about? Is that talking about a bow and arrow? No. No, that's talking about nuclear fire. To suffer with feverish burning, to be parched with fever. All right. So this is the word fervent. Now let's look up the word fervent in the, let's look up the etymology. So fervent, okay. Where is fervent? Okay, fervent adjective. From Old French fervent, ardent. From Latin ferventum, means boiling, hot, glowing. Figuratively, violent, impetuous, furious. Present particle of fervere, to boil or to glow, to boil, to bubble. Now, what's the first thing you think about when you read about this? First of all, it says the elements shall melt. Right? When you look at the word melt, what does that mean? To become liquid through heat. Molten. So what's a perfect example of this? Is there anything more if you read down? Right here, to make liquid, reduce from a solid to a fluid state by means of heat. So the elements shall melt with fervent heat. To melt means to become liquid through heat. Molten. What is that? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? The first thing that comes in my mind is this. Let me see if I can pull it up. This right here. This is exactly what it's talking about. That's molten glowing. Remember, we said red melt, and we went fervent heat, which means to glow, to burn, feverishly glowing. Is this not glowing heat? This is lava, which comes from what? The volcano, right? And if you ever seen lava, let me see if I can find. Hold on, because this is you gotta like visualize this in your head, man. If you ever see lava, when it's flowing, anything it touches is combustible. Like lava.
From a satisfying up close.
Let's see if we can find it tearing something up, man. Look at that. Whew. Okay, you get it? To melt with fervent heat. Look at that. That's metal. It's melting the metal. Now, let's look something up. How hot does lava get? Check this out. Lava is molten or partially molten rock, magma. Okay. Usually at temperatures from 800 to 12,000 C. 800 to 12,000. Okay, let's do this. How hot? So the top of that was 12,000. Right here for a nuclear fire, the nuclear fireball is tens of millions of degrees, as hot as the interior of the sun. The nuclear fireball is tens of millions of degrees, as hot as the interior of the sun. So this right here is lava. This ain't nothing compared to what a nuclear missile could do, will do. All right. So this is why the scriptures describe it as this. Let me see. There's so many scriptures, man. I'll just read the first one. In Revelation 19 and 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived, that had the mark of the beast and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. Nuclear destruction. Now you can see why it is called a lake of fire, because it's going to look like the lava. If you saw the lava, it looked like a lake of fire. Now remember, look at that, brothers and sisters. If I get it to pop up now. Now, look at that. Now imagine, remember, the nuclear fire we just read burns millions of times hotter than this. So imagine you're up in the chariots and you're looking down. The scriptures talk about you're going to look through. We're looking through a sea of glass. From the heavens, this is going to look just like a lake of fire. America's literally going to be in a lake of fire, an ocean of fire, an ocean of fire that's so high it can swallow any building here in America. Okay, and the only way out of that is going to be with a chariot. That's the only way. The only way. Now I'm gonna give you a quick example. When Yahushua and the two angels, when they escorted Lot out of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? When you read the scriptures, it tells you that basically the angels had to hurry Lot up out of there. And when the fire came, which is basically an ancient form of nuclear destruction, when the fire came down, the fire was so intense that Lot's wife burned up because she looked backwards, right? The Most High told Lot not to look backwards. His woman turned backwards. And you know what? There's a lot, when you think of it like, let's say if you want to, there's a lot of different reasons, right? So number one, his woman burned up because she didn't want to see Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed, right? So she turned back because she was going to miss the place, and she burned up. But when you read about the nuclear destruction and about the radiation that comes out from that, the scriptures say that she turned into, I believe it says, a pillar of salt, you know? And that's what happens with radiation. Like, imagine when you take something, you put it in the microwave. The reason why things in the microwave get hot is because the radiation, what it does is it heats up the water molecules in the thing that you're heating up. And because the water molecules are moving so fast, it causes friction and it heats up the food. Thus, if you microwave something too long, it gets dry and crusty. And if you leave it too longer, it'll turn brittle, you know, because what happens is that the radiation from the microwave, it dehydrates the food, it sucks all the water out, you know, and that's possibly what probably happened to Lot's wife. And she turned into a pillar of salt because she looked back, and the angels, Yahweh Shai, the angels, probably formed a force field around Lot and his daughters, formed a force field, and his woman wasn't in that force field, so she got burned up because she disobeyed. You see? So that's why the scriptures say that none of the destruction that happens is going to come nigh us, because the Lord he's going to protect us. And when we're in those chariots, the Lord is going to beam us up, and we're going to be surrounded in a force field. That's why the scriptures say in Psalms 91, only with thine eyes shall you see the reward of the wicked. So the whole point is try to get you to visualize and understand 2 Peter 3 and 8, the lake of fire, Revelation, all right? And get into the words, man. So let's go back to the scripture, see what else, any other meat left off of there. I want to get the original, we're 2 Peter 3 and 10. Okay, melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works therein shall be burned up. Now I want to look up the word works, what they got there for works in the Hebrew. Where's the Hebrew word works? Business, employment, that which one undertakes, the enterprise. Okay, yeah, the NWO. Any product, anything accomplished by hand, basically anything here. The works is everything. America is going to be totally 100% obliterated by this third world war. Okay, because all the works here, basically this whole land is built upon bloodshed. The whole land is defiled with blood, and there's nothing that goes on here but slavery, modern day slavery, child trafficking, pedophilia, child sacrifice, witchcraft. I mean, you name it, it all goes on here in America. LGBTism, everything. Okay, so that's the works. So that's it, man. That's it, brothers and sisters. Lord's will, this was edifying, and yeah. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashim El Shai Bashim Kakudah. Shalom.